you hear me? Let me know. I don't know how long I've been on, but I had immediately an issue with reception. If you're watching from, sorry, I'm doing this setting on Facebook. Give me a minute. Welcome. Let me see if you hear me. I'm going to look for. So it will show. How is the reception? Stand by. Stand by. Let me see if I'm looking at myself on Facebook. Okay. Looks like things might be clear. I have to go in manually on Facebook setting to make it public. It's really annoying, but it happens and I can't change the setting. If anybody knows how to do that, let me know. Okay, so we're on the Facebook setting. So greetings, everyone. Can you hear me? Welcome. It's been a long time. And I know that I've told you, some of you, why it's been such a long time. Oh, John is here. Hello, John. I see IG. You're here. Let's see. Karen. Hey, Karen. Molly. Molly, can you hear me? Molly, can you hear me? I see the eye looking at me from StreamYard. Hello, StreamYard. Looks like we're back on StreamYard. We're still doing our, yes. Okay, glitchy. Sean is here. Aaliyah. I missed greetings. Okay, IG. I'm here first. Our beautiful Harlem Sentinels here. Karen. And Molly, did you hear me greet you? Wild Dragon 420. Wild Dragon, what's up? How you doing up in Canada, Stan? How's it going? Aurora, you're here. Shotki. T. Did I say it right? Shotki is a new name. Let's give a nice warm chatmosphere welcome to Shock T. Happy spring equinox. Is that what it is? It's officially spring because my things are letting me know outside. They let me know. I had an early budding of the flowers on one of my fig trees. So that let me know. John, hey there. Okay, things are good. Paint Dance Live. Glad you're here. I love the creative people. I might get into a little deeper conversation that I'm actually planning to talk to John. I want John to be a special guest to talk about AI in a different way. So John and I, we were doing live streams and life happens, changes in life, A lot of you are probably having the same things. That's why I'm not always talking about what we all are, right? Okay. So I've just taken on a new normal, right? You all know that I'm hanging out nonstop with my grandson, the manager, as I call him. And that's a different, thing to get used to. You have to get used to your roles. And, I advocate for somebody in my family who experienced some issues that I have my theories about why things started happening after certain things happened, if you know what I'm talking about. I think we could talk that way and just understand what we're talking about. My family is not, we're not new to the things happening to you after things happen. It happened to my grandmother. I told you she got polio. my grandmother while she was a young woman, young, vibrant woman. So my family's not immune to it. Real bad choice of words, but you know what I'm talking about. So even though things happen in your family from, say, I'm kind of getting off track, gosh, if you don't mind. I don't know, it's just happening naturally. You don't mind me just yapping with you a bit? I'm just talking about our roles changing in life. Okay, you become a caretaker. You become a caretaker maybe on both ends, and you might have elderly and infancy all at one time, which is amazing, right? And you have your pets, you have everybody, and you want to look out for people. And a lot of us are starting to get closer to family, even though we've had our things with, like, I don't know, your nucleus of your family, because you get to see, like, some of your other family members, they change. They're not who you thought they were. They change, and they feel probably the same way about you. So it's like mutual. We'll look at each other over here maybe, but you gain other family like we have here. We're growing a online kind of family, and some people go offline and become acquainted, and there are good and bad stories about that, right? We don't have to get into the good and the bad, but it's happening. Let's be real, it happens. People take the online world to the offline world, so that might be a way of building community. But the important thing is that we need connection right now. As I'm having connectivity issues, we need connection, and we need to form our own economies, because we are now witnessing the collapse of the economy that was created by a group of people that don't like us. Okay? They don't like us, and they show it. It's not a conspiracy theory. They don't like us, and they don't value us. So being that you see your clear and present enemy, and you realize when you grow up as a human being, she has nothing to do with the same. It glitched when I said that. Skin color. Let's see if it happens again. Your enemy has nothing to do with a gender. A gender. So when you grow up into the realization that all of these little divisions that are created to have the conflict, constant conflict, this is the only way that the people that hate us can stay in power. If we are constantly in conflict, because conflict, it they say it makes the story, it plots the story forward. The movie that some of us feel that this is a movie, but we can get into the deeper aspects of the movie. So I want to talk about things because it's been a while since we chatted. What is John saying? John, you know what, John? I may drop a link for you, and if you're ready to talk, but I do want us to have a dedicated time, everyone, where John and I talk about AI. And we're going to talk about AI from a if you want to say Christian worldview, because it's important that Christians, anybody, Muslims, I don't care whatever your religion is, Jewish, Hindu, it's important that we have these conversations about this technology, because it does have a spiritual component to it. And when I say spiritual, I'm talking intelligence. It's in the name. It's artificial intelligence. So intelligence is not an easy topic to just try to, quickly describe. I'm starting to have conversations about intelligence. And I talk to my daughter a lot about these deep conversations, intelligence, and things like that. John and I, we text, about like I asked him, like, how do you address people in this, in the community of faith when it comes to AI? Because I do want us to get into that, talking about it, because I've had my perceptions about AI, and I've had my perceptions about a lot of things that I've had to retract and trust. I have no problems retracting or pivoting. Okay. I call it being nimble. And if anybody knows, it's the only tattoo I have. I'm not a tattoo person, but I have the word nimble on my finger here. And nimble is an important word to me. That's why I chose it. All these years, I never had a tattoo, but I told you all I got this tattoo to raise money for a barber who had cancer. And he was, all tatted up, and we did the whole, whatever. But being nimble is key. It's very key to, I don't want to say survive, but survival has a component in the times that we're living in. But not only to survive, some people will thrive. So it's all about intelligence. And I'll get into that. Like, it's a lot that we can unpack, and I could be here for a while. By the way, my grandson, the manager, is taking a nap. That's why I'm coming live at this odd hour, so that I wanted to test and see, like, okay, could I do a live stream while he's taking a nap? Whoa, what a concept, right? But we'll see. Because yes. Okay, so John is saying you can't build back better unless you destroy it first. That's a really powerful concept, because if we can separate ourselves from the paradigm, the left and the right paradigm, the two wings of the bird that us Americans have been programmed into thinking of a left and right paradigm. The blue and the red, right? The black and the white, which I have on, the black and the white. It's always like in this 3D, this world system, it requires all of this, opposition. And when you start writing and things like that, you understand, like I talked about, it's like tension in the story. That's how the story plots forward. And this is how the story of humanity seems to be also plotting forward. So in order to build back better, I mean, that was the campaign slogan of Joe Biden, right? And, a lot of us can talk about Joe Biden without a lot of emotionalism. Joe Biden, to me, he's funny. And I see humor in a lot that is happening right now. I giggle a lot. Like, I'm always giggling at the headlines. I don't know about you. How are you doing, Tina? Let's see what you're saying. You say families really need to be together now more than ever. Amen. But unfortunately, it's not that way for so many. Yes, it's very unfortunate that that's what's happened to a lot of families. I'm really happy that, and I'm grateful to God that in terms of my family, the people that matter the most, they're still here. In fact, we're closer than ever. The people that didn't matter so much, like, they showed, it's like what's happening to a lot of people. Don't think it's happening just to the regular schmegular people like us. This is happening to everyone. If you can just Imagine that. People are finding out who is really riding with them. If I could take the Joe Biden, like riding with Biden. So you find out who's really riding with you. And that includes all of us. President Trump, James O'Keefe. You find out who's really riding with me. And those people are already, look, you open the door to the car, they then rolled out. They rolled out back in 2020. They've already rolled out your life. Okay. Somewhere in a ravine on the road. Dirty. This new dirt. The thing, the energy that God has us in right now, the energons, that the people that are sealed and chosen, and I'm saying that, yes. If you are chosen, you already know it. God has shown you if you're chosen. But if anybody does anything to you, it's not a good idea. That's all I know. It's not a good idea to mess with the chosen. Is it? Can we just have a live stream on that? So some people really play themselves when they mess with the chosen. It's not a good plan in the end. So God, when we say it's the end times, it is, baby. It's the end of this world system. But the kingdom of God is forever. Can I get an amen? What's up? Look, my brother's here. I didn't fall out with him. I didn't fall out with him. But you know what? The thing about it is you could fall out with certain people, but you're still going to be good. This falling out that happens from the tears. You didn't need the tears in your life. They don't even know they're tears. A lot of them are energy vampires. Have you noticed that you feel better? You're not being sucked from those energy vampires. They used to need your brain for your parasitical. And parasites are also an issue in these end times. We learn a lot about parasites, right? And the importance of getting rid of parasites, how they are the culprits to a lot of illnesses. So it's in a lot of different areas. So, hey, what's up, the guru? The John is in the house. What's up? What's up? What's good? So let's see. I have a Johnny in the house. Wow. Johnny is a new name here. Let's give some love to Johnny. Good afternoon, Jennifer and everyone. It's been a while. I haven't watched live because of, the time difference. Oh, I'm glad you're here and welcome. Oh, and Joseph's here. Hey, Joseph. Joseph, did you find that joke? Okay, I'm all over the place, but I just have to say this to Joseph, okay, who joins us from Ireland today. So he talked about, I didn't know his story, but if anybody wants to learn more about James O'Keefe of the former Project Veritas, we're not rocking with you, Project Veritas, anymore. Okay? James O'Keefe was Project Veritas, and don't think we don't know that y'all got rid of him after he broke the biggest story ever, I would say, for a journalist. He exposed Pfizer, and he exposed Pfizer in a way that I've never, and I don't think any of you have ever seen done. It was and he loves her, don't we? So James O'Keefe, if you didn't know, I'm just taking the time. I know I'm doing a lot of I'm going to talk about AI, okay? Just give me a minute. I ease into things if you're new to my process, okay? I haven't been live in a while. This might turn into a long live. If you need to reel me in, Karen, let me know. Girl, let girl code. I dropped back my comment. Have I missed St. Patrick's Day? Can somebody let me know? Did I miss it? I've been a little bit busy and distracted. Did I miss it? Has it come and gone? I'm going to wait. Did I miss St. Patrick's Day? Oh boy, let's see. Let me know, somebody. Let me know. Have I missed it? Wait. Oh boy, I missed a lot of comments. I know that. I'm scrolling through. I did. I missed it. Okay. Jernesia says I missed it. Okay. I missed it one. Okay. Sorry. Joseph, I'm sorry. Okay. I missed it. Happy late St. Patrick's Day. Okay. It might be because I'm not in Philly or Savannah right now. So forget about St. Patrick's Day, okay? And Philadelphia. So I'm a little bit out of my rhythm. But anyway, back to my point, technicals. Am I back? Having technicals. It was the 17th, Sean. Sean, I'm sorry. Sean McPeak, I'm sorry, okay? All of my Irish brethrens and sisterins. Molly, are you a Irish brethren and sisterin? Okay, to all my Irish peeps, I'm sorry, okay? Sue me. But anyway, look, I'm saying all this to say that James O'Keefe talked about his story, which is very intriguing. I need to look into it. We should do a whole thing about him. So he's not somebody who just started, okay? He didn't just get here. He's been around for a long time. And I kind of knew this loosely that I thought he looked up to Breitbart, but he says that Breitbart is possibly was his mentor. Like, he looked up to him, and he did journalism as a young kid. And by the way, the guru did journalism too. I'm all over the place. My little brother, it was so bad, okay? One day he's got to come up and we got to tell the funniest stories about him. We lived in Mount Airy, and if any of you guys were like in his generation, where he had a little camcorder that was big. My parents got him a camcorder, or somebody in the family got it for him, and it was the wrong thing to get him. The wrong and the right thing to get him. And you know how this actually weaves into my point about James O'Keefe, okay? So just bear with me. Okay, so my little brother got a camcorder, and it only filmed in black and white. Do you guys remember that toy that was out? It was a camcorder for kids. Well, let me tell you, my neighbors didn't like it, okay? Because my little brother, I lived in Mount Airy. So shout out to Mount Airy. Some of my old neighbors watched the live stream. What's up? What's up, Mount Airy? So we had a driveway, and then I lived on Rodney Street, and then there was Mansfield Avenue. Shout out to Mansfield and Rodney. So then in the driveway, the kids would play, it was real safe, and it was like it used to be, and you knew your neighbors. I was in and out of my friend's house, the Hunters, the house on the block that everybody hangs out at. My parents were real strict, so it was very limited. The amount of hangout. I was a limited hangout kid. Were you? I was a very limited hangout. So they had their thumb on me. So the guru, he was a little boy, and he had this camera. and he was filming neighbors. He would go up and down the driveway. Can you imagine? He was filming people, and he accidentally picked up on some, I think, some shady things accidentally, right? And I think they wanted those tapes. So this feeds into the James O'Keefe thing. Okay, so James O'Keefe was on Anomaly. If you all follow Anomaly, he did a great interview with James O'Keefe. I think it was yesterday it dropped. I just watched it this morning. But James O'Keefe is about to send cameras to people. So if you all want to become a citizen journalist, go look him up. He has a whole new thing he's doing. It's a great interview because he explains what got him caught up. And that goes back to who is really riding with you. Because James found out that his board of directors, you have to really know who they are, because that was how they got him out of his own company. And that's another story for another day. But basically, he is coming out of this and he's going to thrive. Okay. And that's how I see it. So he talked about citizen journalism. Amazing. But this is another thing. He started out like a young kid, and he did this story about how he felt that Lucky Charms and something else was racist against Irish people. And, I think he did it tongue in cheek. I don't think he was serious, but he was bringing up journalistic points about, well, if it's okay to, like, why is it okay to have Lucky Charms and all this other stuff for the Irish people and it's not racist? So anyway, that was how he kind of got his start, I guess, and he got to meet Breitbart and all of that. But another funny thing that happened with Joe Biden, okay, he's like an equal opportunist, okay, when it comes to offending people. He offends his own people. That he's Irish because he doesn't have a family. Something about he doesn't have a family member in jail, and he doesn't. What was it? Does anybody remember? I had it because it was so funny. Wait a minute. Let me see if I don't want to misquote Joe Biden, everybody. Please, fact checkers, help me. Where is Dana? Is Dana here? Wait. Sean, did you hear about what Jojo Magoo said about Irish people? Hold it, y'all. I gotta find it. It was so funny. I want to quote correctly. But he said he's not Irish. Okay, I'm sure you all are happy, right, to not have him as one of your peeps. You probably don't want him either, right? You probably want to send him to us. We don't want him if we're doing the. What did our boy do? David. Dave. Did anybody watch the comedian Dave from Ohio? You know what I'm talking about. He had the racial draft pick. We don't want Joe Biden if the Irish give him up. We don't want him. So wait, he said something really, okay, hold it. I know I saved it. I just look at these headlines and they're so funny. You said Joe Biden misquotes himself. At this point, oh, here it is. Okay, it says Biden jokes he's I can't even get it out. Yeah, Dave Chappelle, thank you. Biden jokes he's really not Irish because he's sober and doesn't have relatives in jail. I'm sorry. That's funny. Okay, can we not be touchy here? Isn't that Joe Biden is coming to Ireland soon? Will you all let him have it for this joke, okay? but it's a funny and ironic joke, right? I think it's so funny, okay? I can laugh at this now because the ironies are just they're off the chart, okay? It's the same as exactly. John John says it's the same as if you ain't black. The you if you ain't black thing is so funny. I think I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt. I'm gonna start my listen, everybody. I got a grandson, okay? And he's one of these pandemic kind of kids, okay? He, he's deep. I gotta stay intelligent, okay? I've gotta do a lot. So you're gonna be seeing me do a lot. I gotta stay ahead of quantum leap ahead of this guy, okay? I'm telling you. He's one day I'm gonna tell you all about it, but he's really something. But anyway, yes, if you ain't black, I can see that on a t-shirt. But this is really funny to me in that same vein, John, because the if you ain't black thing, it doesn't even offend me. It's funny now. It's really funny. So hopefully the Irish are not offended by him. I don't know. But some of these things are great things that should be on t-shirts. I need to start doing some merchandising, you guys. So, okay, let's get to the chat GPT. I have talked around in circles. How long now? Probably an hour, and then we're going to get to the topic. Okay, so I will tie all the loose ends together, hopefully. Let's see. If I don't remind you, okay? So, what are you saying, IG? IG is saying side-eye look t-shirt. Yes, that would be stop it, okay? You're giving me ideas, okay? Don't get mad if I take the idea. And by the way, we're going to talk about a lot of that, especially when John and I set up. We may do a live stream tomorrow. Who knows? I'll hit Chris. I'm going to schedule time for Chris to come and talk. We can talk about this financial collapse, okay? That's also going on. Tina, you said that. Moon star readings, welcome. You got the notice today? Yes, that's when it's all coming together. Moon star, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tina, you said it, sis. You need an aggressance. Yes, I do. And something with a spoon, right? We are working on it. I just want some t-shirts, okay? By the way, my daughter has a t-shirt for my grandson, a Metallica t-shirt, and it's black. And you know me, I'm like, I've been avoiding putting it on him, but I see these are the things that we have to get out of. Like, okay, what's it gonna hurt? I put the Metallica t-shirt. At least when he's eating, it's not going to stain his clothes. But I don't think kids should be in black, right? I'm kind of old school. But anyway, you got to kind of, I don't know, pivot, right? Be nimble. So let's see. Spoon Gressence. Spoon Gressence is funny. I like that. That's really funny. Oh my goodness. If I'm missing any, hey, PH Joy, how you doing? I hadn't seen you in a while. Seriously, check out I Am Coach Colin for some good details on OMG and another video where Fauci, I'll say it that way so the algorithm might not hear it. I think he's a touchy word. Fauci does to the black neighborhoods to try to convince them to get the ouchie priceless. Oh, thank you. I Am Coach Colin. Let me write that down. Thank you, PH Joy. Appreciate ya. I don't know about I Am Coach Colin, but it sounds like a person I like. So I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into some AI talk. Let me get a show of like, who's working with AI? I know John is. I think Sean, aren't you working with AI, Sean? Let us know. If you're working with AI, Juan is here. Hey, Juan. Manager is in charge. I know, right? I don't want to admit it though, Juan. But this manager is like no manager I've ever seen, okay? John says, I'll send him an Iron Maiden. That's funny, an Iron Maiden. Yeah, so um the AI, if you're working with it, whoa, look at that. Okay, so I got Sean, aren't you working with it, or am I just assuming, which we know what assumptions do? But Moonstar readings, you're working with AI. In what capacity? Let me know. Let me know if you say you're working with AI, tell me the capacity that you're working with it. Like, what is it doing for you? What are you finding? Or, what have you done, if you don't mind? I just want to get a kind of feel for 1 minute. I'm still here. Oh, thank you, IG. We love our manager. Yes, our manager is something. He's really something. Talk about wow, just learning in a different way. I'll say you're creating books. Whoa, do you all see that? Moonstar Reading is creating books. Sean, I knew you were. So you're doing some art stuff. Okay, art stuff. Good, good. Joseph, you say lots of colleges are using AI. Oh, the students, yes, to do their assignments. Yes, you heard about the AI has passed, I think, the bar exam and some other exams that the AI has passed. All right. So, PH Joy, you say, my son is deep into cybersecurity schooling. He used AI to cheat, he said. Oh, but the teachers don't really teach. Yeah, I mean, we can get into that at another time, right? But I hear you. Rita says, hey, girl. Hey, Rita. I'm glad you're on live. Welcome to anybody joining on Facebook. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll be over there to see you on Facebook. Jam Zam Wham Bam. Love the name. Was that AI generated or human generated? Where's the line? Use Stable Diffusion for AI art. Okay, so we have someone who's using it. By the way, let's give Jam Zam and stand by. Are we back? Some connectivity issues. Okay, so as we're giving a nice warm welcome to Jam Zam Wham Bam. That's so normal for me to say right now. I'm back to watching Sesame Street, so I'm in a creative, like childlike fun type of space. Okay, so I want to look up the word diffusion, because these are words that if you're not yet dipping your toe into AI, if you're kind of still on the fence with it, if you start hearing our language changing, it is because of words like using Stable Diffusion. And I won't get into a whole thing about what Stable Diffusion is, but it's basically AI that creates art, art, creativity, and things like that. I'm probably not telling you all that you could know about it, but we'll get into it in a big way, me and John, okay? And I'll keep you posted on when we will schedule the live stream that'll just be AI. And, we're going to make it fun, okay? So diffusion, because sometimes the words are interesting because they change, right? The words change in this ever-changing world system that we're in. And that's why a lot of us are fighting to keep things as pure as possible, right? Pure. Okay, so what a word, pure. Keep your blood pure. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so diffusion, the process of, you're not supposed to use the word to describe the word, are you? The process of diffusing, or the condition of being diffused. I just think of that when I think of diffusion. The scattering of incident light by reflection from a rough surface. The transmission of light through a translucent material. So I wanted to remind myself what diffusion is. Shawnee, hey, welcome, Shawnee. Hello, good afternoon, Chatmosphere. So when you light has a lot to do with a lot that's going on. And I want to break down at another time, not today, but I want to get into silicon. A lot of us, we use the word silicon. Do we really know what silicon is? And why is it that silicon is a valley that pretty much produced the technological advancements, all hubbed in this small valley in San Francisco? So think about that as I'm going to be, and I want to invite like somebody to help me decode the whole silicon issue, because I never thought about it to break it down and decode what is silicon and what is it about light and what is going on with this intelligence and information. Sean says silicon is a rubberized crystal. Now that's a deep thing, a rubberized crystal. And why is it that it's so abundant in certain places? You know, when they have the silicon valleys that are popping up. There's one Silicon Valley that has popped up in Salt Lake City, actually. So they have little silicon valleys, but the main one, think about it this way. San Francisco is a very important city and all that is around it, which you could technically say that Silicon Valley is really like when you think about San Jose, okay? Do you know the way to San Jose, right? There's a reason that all of this has been very important in our culture. We were too distracted to understand. What is it? And yes, silica. It's a lot about silica. What is all of this? So we'll get into it. Hey, John, what's up? Another John. I used to build the reactors that created silicon. Wow. You might want to come and talk. Yes, you might, because that is a good base of information, knowledge base. Joseph, I think that AI has been here for thousands of years. They are just making it mainstream now. Thank you, Joseph. And that's what I'm starting to think. You just put it in words that now it resonates with me, because for a lot of us, we don't realize that we are moving and working with a lot of this stuff that it has this mystery around it. And we need it demystified because we've been using it longer than what we think. So I believe you, Joseph, that we've been working with AI longer than we thought. I think I have, because I had downloaded an app. I'm trying to remember the name. A few years ago, they had an app that you could take a picture and you can turn it into artwork and all kinds of things, beautiful things. And I'm usually an early adopter when it comes to technology for some reason. I'm very nerdy, and I know you're not surprised by that, but I embrace that. because that's a form of intelligence. And this is the revenge of the nerds. So it's the good nerds and the bad nerds. And the good nerds are about to inherit the earth. Okay. The bad nerds are about to take a big fall. Okay. So it is revenge of the nerds. People that like technology and science, a lot of times are called names like witches and alchemists and whatever, mad scientists. And there's a lot to that we can unpack when it comes to intelligence. But I like technology, and I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to hide from it. That was my first claimed major when I started at Spelman College. I claimed the major of computer science. I told you all that. I was learning COBOL and Fortran, and I like this stuff. So whatever it is about it, I embrace it, and I can intuitively figure out a lot when it comes to it. So it's just something that it's just something I don't know. So we just have to, they're labels, right? Just labels, and all these labels. And when you get older, you don't care about them. They don't mean anything, but I just have fun with them at this point. What are you saying, Paint Dance? I know have you been working with AI? Let me know. And also for the creatives, are you concerned, I'll say, that AI is going to outsource people, replace people? What is your thought there? You're saying silicon life forms, as in capturing consciousness of a deceased person, as 107 has explained. Interesting. How the enemy plans to live forever. Transhumanism. Interesting. See, this is what I want us to start talking about, like balancing this information. What is it? What is it? This is a portal. I get it. I know that the fallen angels have something to do with this. I know. I can accept that the fallen angels did provide information to people in a certain way. But at the same time, I really want to, like, calmly, without fear, I want to unpack this as a believer in Jesus Christ, who is, I profess, maybe not being a Christian in the sense I go to church and all that, but I have not lost my faith, nor will I. I am sealed, okay, with the whole. So I have no fear of my soul, is who it belongs to and where my soul will go forever, right? So Moonstar Readings is saying, I like technology too. Maybe we are the glitch. I like that. Maybe we are the glitch. See, that's really good. Really good. Very deep. Yeah, I really want to get into this kind of thing. John is saying, look them up. Hemlock Semiconductor. Oh, is that the company that you worked for? Shotki saying, BlackRock bought Ancestry. Interesting. BlackRock. Yeah, one day we should talk about BlackRock, and don't think like they chose that name randomly. There's something to the BlackRock. Yes, I got my tinfoil hat on for that. Yeah, the Ancestry thing, that's housed in Salt Lake City. I lived in Salt Lake City for a bit. It's a lot going on there. So the AI, back to the AI conversation. I have been in an intensive, I would say, learning curve type of thing to learn this. This is one of the most groundbreaking game changers in a long time. Now, I didn't live through the 1800s, but this particular reset that we are currently in, this is the technology. So if you think about it this way, when we went back into the 1800s, and we got a good look pretty much into what's going on. We may not have all the answers, but at least we know that the 1800s is where history really starts. If you go, I believe that. Now, I might be speaking a little bit too much for all of us, but I believe this. The 1800s appears to be, I say, a person of interest when it comes to looking at history. And I'll say history that really matters. Because when you go beyond the 1800s and you're going into ancient so-called history, there's not a lot that you can pin down, and it's not, I don't know what the word is. You know what? Just stories, right? The timelines are not what we thought. Time is not what we thought. But when we come to the history of our nations, and that's why I say what really matters, because to understand what we're going through now, we have to go to a beginning point. And I would say that the 1800s is a really good beginning point. Anything beyond that, I think you're chasing shadows. And I was doing that, chasing, I've got to go to Egypt. I've got to go into a pyramid. You know what? Chasing shadows. What did that do for me? Nothing, not a zip. Sorry if you're headed to the pyramids and you want to go. Listen, a lot of that traveling and exploring, a lot of people are looking for themselves. A lot of people are using travel as a panacea. I use travel as self-care, like mental health, running away from this crazy system that I knew something was wrong with it. It's hard to participate in it once you see it for what it is. So what do? Some people drank. Some of y'all smoke. Some of you do a little something. Because if you are normal, according to the normies, if you're normal, then chances are you are an enemy of God. You are in love with this world, and you're spiritually dead. And I said it, okay? If you think everything is cool with the way the world is, you're normal. We probably don't even ever pass each other. Like, we're so far away, like in just never, ever gonna bump into each other. Because that's just an energy I just probably don't attract, if we want to talk about that. So when you know something's wrong with the world system, and then you start learning when it all happened, it wasn't that long ago. So going back into some ancient history is like, good luck, okay? Good luck with that. I'm just going to start at the 1800s. Thank you very much. I could find a lot. I don't even have to go back there. Just early 1900s. Go back to my grandfather's generation. Like I said, my maternal grandmother was injured by a jab that changed her entire life. It changed our entire family dynamic, her illness. She was a healthy person who took the polio thing, and her whole life changed. Her entire health changed. So that wasn't that long ago, right? Then you have the Federal Reserve System. And when did that come into power? When did that grift start? So when you look at the banking collapse that we're watching, their banking system collapse, because it's based on debt. And if you go to the scriptures, debt is not good. Debt is not something that is godly. So if you have an entire system that's based on debt, then that's slavery. People who like to talk about slavery, there's slavery for you to get upset about. But I don't see a lot of people upset about the Federal Reserve and the banking system. I don't see the outrage that, that is engendered. Where's what's his name? Spielberg and Oprah. Where are their movies about the Federal Reserve and what it's doing to people? Where are the movies, Steven Spielberg? That's not a slavery that's interesting to you? But I go back to that stuff. How did that happen? And I went to Jekyll Island. I went to the room. I didn't go inside, but I went to the room that they did the meeting and did the whole Federal Reserve thing. I couldn't go in because it was the cocoa virus going on. Everything was shut down. But I could show you, I might do a little thing and show you the hotel that they stayed at. Right there, right here in Georgia. So the banking issue is not new. And when you see a lot of these things in place or in play at the same time, we have this banking crisis, panic. They use the same words and everything, panic. Then they want to take one thing and they're trying to shuffle around and buy time. But if it began as debt and a scam and a grift and a Ponzi scheme from the start, then it's not going to be blessed by God, who owns everything. These people are so stupid. God owns everything. He's in control of everything. So if they think they're going to continue grifting off of people, energy vampiring, leeching, parasites off of the labor and the creativity, it's not going to be blessed. And that's why it's collapsing, because it had its time. It had its run. And everything that's being done now is just all desperate. It's the swan dance. We're watching the swan dance happen. The ones that want to fight against God and they think they are going to get another reset. And they're going to continue using a banking system that goes against everything godly. And they think they're going to keep getting another reset and another reset. It's over. It's over, baby. It's over. And don't be scared, because they are scared. That's why they use panic when it comes to banking. Oh, the panic. What panic? Are you panicked? Was my grandparent where they panicked? But this AI also being a revolution, this is the next revolution that goes along with all the stuff that tends to happen in a cyclical way. So they had a pandemic. When you think about it, they went through a big pandemic. Remember, they did the Spanish flu, a lot of similarities, right? It was almost like so weird to look into this flu. Like what, you know, the masks, the really weird kind of theatrical, kind of like cosplay, scary. And IG said, I'm not scared. That's right. Panic and fear is what feeds them. So starve them out by having faith in God, who has everything in control. If you say it, you got to really put it into not just words, but into action. So, hey, Jernesia, welcome. It's so nice to see you. I had you in a minute. Jernesia says no virus in cocoa nor Spanish flu. And you know the names, how they changed it. It's a weird play. Like, why were they calling it Spanish flu? For anybody who's Spanish speaking, it gives you kind of like, what's all this about? It has nothing to do, like crazy. It's really, it was a flu, you know, and the great flu or whatever they called it. So think about, they don't have different tactics. They just do the same thing over and over. No creativity. Rinse and repeat. Okay, let's have a banking panic. Let's do a flu, and make it really big. Oh, it's killing everybody. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your dog. They're trying to give the dog it. Listen, God set the universe up. God set such a way. Let me know if you can still hear me. I'm having technicals. God set the natural world, which is a kingdom. God set up a natural kingdom. Things can't jump from a bat to a rat to a human to a whatever. Listen, it doesn't happen that way. Only in their science cult can a bat get you sick with a flu because you ate the soup. You shouldn't be eating bats, and I don't care if you call me racist. Stop eating bats. It's not a good idea. Do I have to say it? Stop. Stop doing it. Yes, I'm judging you. So they do the same crap. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the same. Look, when they had the banking, SV, you notice, okay, did you notice the similarities in what I'm like, how it all runs together? Silicon Valley Bank, okay? Could I be any more of a bigger tinfoil hat person? So we're in the valley of San Francisco. That is where all tech for the entire globe is centered. That's where the banking crisis happens? Really? And then we have, suddenly they're firing all of the millennials that are going to work on sliding boards and having a latte while they ride a bike on the campus of Google. And hey, I'm getting my dry clean. I took my dog to work. I know it's a nice place to work. I worked at a place like that. I worked in Big Pharma. I used to take my daughter to work and she'd have her, she'd have her little Disney stuff, her little sleeping bag in my cubicle. They had high chairs in the cafeteria. They had furniture that was like blood red, sofas, purple, all in the lobby. I worked at a company like that. It was called Astra Merck. And we were called the MTV company of the big pharmaceuticals. Okay, I could tell you stories. It was like being in a cult. We had a guy, his name was, what was his name? Ammons, or what was his name? He was the CEO. He was a young guy, like really like kind of little young, cute guy. Matt Emmons, his name was Matt Emmons. Shout out to Matt Emmons. But when Matt Emmons would come on the stage, it was like, oh my God, he's a rock star, right? We had this unnatural love for the CEO. It was so crazy. We would go to like national meetings, you know, they fly us out and spend all this money. I tell you about it another time. Bunch of young people in their 20s, okay, making all this money, right? Selling these garbage ass products, you know, lying. But you know, you learn how to tell a corporate lie because they put it in a study because they paid the doctor off. Yeah, I said it. I know the dirt in Big Pharma. But we're not talking about that right now, are we? I get off onto so many tangents. But that's just to say that I worked at a company that was very cult-like. they would engender this cultish like admiration for the CEO. And that happens at a lot of jobs. People like, soon as the big bosses come around, everybody's like, oh my God, let me look busy and look like a star. I'm like, whatever. I've always been that employee. If you ever work with me, you know what I'm talking about. They can listen, I got receipts. They'd be like, oh my God, Jennifer, here comes so-and-so, big boss so-and-so. I'm the same person with the CEO as I am with the person who cleans up the room. I'm not going to code switch and change who I am. I don't give a hi, how you doing? Matt Emmons or whoever you're supposed to be. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, that person is going to have to go through the same things everybody else goes through. It doesn't afford them any immunity. So I'm not going to change just because a celebrity or whoever is around. I don't care. I treat everybody the same. So then that way, if I find out you're the big boss, then I treated everybody the same, right? So I don't have to like change up on anybody. So that's all to say that this AI is a quantum leap. It is scary only because what are they doing to try to scare you about it? They're writing articles or whatever. We've already been kind of prepped to be afraid of it because we've been waiting on the mark of the beast. Was the jab the mark of the beast? No, it wasn't. What's the mark of the beast? Is it a literal, you're going to get a thing in your hand? Elon's going to throw a chip in your brain? What? Like I told you, nobody's afraid of anybody forcing anything on them, especially in this group. We're not afraid of being forced. We don't work on fear tactics. You're going to have to come a little more intelligent. Don't force me. Tell me why it's a good idea so I can make my mind up. But when you're dealing with evil, stupid people, they only believe in force because we're just not into them. We're just not into you. You got to force yourself. Isn't that rape? The R word? We say the R word now, right? Aren't they against the R word? Why you want to R word us? We're just not that into you. Get over it. Move on. There are other people that want your jabs. We just don't want them. We want our blood to remain organic the way it came into the world. Some of us fell for your childhood schedules, but some of us aren't putting up with that for our next generations. We're on to you now. You're not going to hide behind 70-year immunities. Okay? Just so you know. They are so boring. They are so boring now, right? It's like, you're so boring now. We're so over you. We're into intelligence, okay? You have to get us here, okay? And Donut's not going to do it, and Shake Shack isn't going to do it. We treat ourselves to better in our own kitchens, okay? Food is not going to motivate us. Lottery tickets, really? So, yeah, we got to see how stupid this current system is. And as it gets further and further away from God, who represents beauty and truth, nobility, high, lofty, beautiful things, brightness, openness. And this is how I see AI. AI is about openness to me. This is my opinion. Okay, can I share my opinion, please? If I haven't been doing that already. Okay, so look. I see it as AI is like open society, and I'm all for open societies. This is kind of what James O'Keefe was talking about with having citizen journalists out there with cameras. It's about integrity, though, because not everybody has the integrity to have a journalistic whatever. We see that now. All the little readers that are on, the Trump haters, all they talk about is Trump. You turn on CNN, all you hear is Trump. Even people that hate Trump, they're making people like Trump. Because personally, I wasn't like a big Trump person. My mother was, and she was getting attacked by her crazy sister. She has these crazy sisters who hate her because she likes Trump. They were attacking her. She would get off the phone crying, call me because she had a big fight with them or whatever over Trump. This is back in 2020 or maybe 2019. I don't know. So she was by herself, and me, I was born in late September. If you start attacking somebody, if a whole group starts attacking one person, you just made me want to know more about them. Thank you. Okay? That's me because I was born in late September. If that has anything to do with it, don't judge me. But if you are piling on to one person, it's a group of people piling on. Do you think the group looks good? No. I want to know, why are all of you piling on to this person? So what they're doing is they're backfiring whatever they were planning. You know how they say, if you dig a hole for me, you better dig too, because you're going in one of the holes. I might not stay in the hole too long, but you're going to get buried. The dirt will be poured over you. And I've seen it happen. You try to get me, you're going to get got. It's a principle that I've watched. Some people know, they'll give you the receipts. They tried to get me and they got. My mother is one of those people too. Try to get her, you're going to get got. Every time. And it's happening quicker now in this energy time. So anybody who keeps this Trump hatred up, it can go two ways, okay? It could kind of make some people sick of Trump. Like, you're kind of, I'm over him. They talk about him too damn much. One person. But then what it does to some people is you're going to make them like him even more. And that's what they're doing. They're actually turning Trump haters into Trump fans. It's weird. It's very weird. But you have these rabid people who want to see him perp walked. They don't even understand the legal system. I can't say that I understand it fully, but there are a lot of nuances to everything. If you realize that this is about a campaign finance something or another, a woman named Stormy who claims that she had an affair, we don't know if it's really true. There aren't really, like, she was paid, but then if you have somebody and you're a billionaire in the public eye saying that they don't need to produce anything, especially women. Women don't have to produce much other than just, I said it. I said it, and that's what happened. Lock him up. How many men has that happened to? Listen, I don't care. I'm not only on the woman thing. Being a woman has become a joke now, okay? We've allowed the feminist movement to literally turn being a woman into an absolute like a joke, okay? Women have to stand up in a way that it really matters in order to take back the nobility of being a woman. Because right now we're being mocked and we have trained our replacements. And yeah, it could be a small amount of people, but we lost the narrative because we've been trying to play nice with insane people. And we do need men to also stand up. But men are not going to defend women because of the gender war. Do you see how they made this? Like it is very methodical, the way that the evilness. So that's why this gender war was started, so that women could be isolated. Okay. It started in the Garden of Eden. You isolate the woman, you take the kingdom. So the woman is uncovered right now and being mocked. So I don't care about just being all for the women all the time, but there are a lot of women who have made just absolute untruthful statements about men. And, it didn't require anything but just, I went up to his hotel room at 3-4 in the morning. And I'm not saying that anything should happen to you if you go up to his hotel room at 4 in the morning. Nobody should be violated. But my point is, it's not a good idea. Not a good idea to drink, maybe smoke a little bit. 4 in the morning. You went up to his hotel room and something happened. And they're ashamed, maybe. This is in some cases. You're ashamed. Oh my God, he's black. I can't show that. Like dark meat. I gotta come up with a cover story. Don't get mad at me, okay? I'm saying this has happened a lot. I know somebody this has happened to. It changed his whole life. Listen, this was a kid who was in college with a scholarship, sports scholarship. It ruined his life. If you can imagine that, all that went away. He devolved just into spiraled downward into depression, drug use, doesn't trust women anymore, just issues. I watched a young man go from a vibrant young man, and this happened in college. And it changed the whole trajectory of his life. And it wasn't true. But it didn't matter because she said it. So women, we bear a big responsibility in this gender war. And we're going to have to take accountability. And we're going to have to hold women. Technical issues in my back. But we have to be honest. And this is about having an open, like I keep saying, an open source society. It keeps everybody honest. And that's why I like so far what I'm like how the AI community is. Everything is out there, okay? If you're a weirdo and you want to create weirdo art that comes out of your weirdo head, your weirdo heart, it's right there. We can see you, weirdo. And we're going to know. Maybe not go to lunch with you or something. Might not be a good idea because your artwork is kind of scaring me. So my thing is like open source everything. Technology. Okay, let me go back to the 1800s, okay? When we had all this stuff happen, we had a big tech boom, right? That caused the Industrial Revolution. So this is all about labor, work, and energy. Energy is talked about a lot. Human resources. They turned us into human resources that now they don't need anymore because the robots, the rise of the machine. And we watched movies, the intelligence of these certain people that make movies, and where is their heart? And we started to take on their vision for how the future was going to be. Like the rise of the machines, we thought literal robots were going to be all around. I don't believe that anymore. I believe this is the rise of the machines, is this AI. This is the robots right here. Just like the zombies. You thought it would look like zombie movies. All you have to do is go to Philadelphia, go on down to Kensington. There are your zombies. All you have to do is go middle America, rural, stop for gas. You'll see the zombies starting to come out. You know, they make kind of noises. They don't really engage with people. It's just like they're in their own world. This is what these new drugs, this pharmakia, this sorcery. And those are the zombies, everyone. So what are you scared of? You thought it was going to be like the movies? No. And the robots? Who's scared of robots? You know? So once you start really unpacking where we are and how the cycles of history go, and like I said, don't go back too far and get yourself in a quandary. And you're chasing shadows and pharaohs and, oh, she was the queen of this. Who cares? Okay. Who cares? What's going to do for us to understand basically this crap happened to our nation and many other nations when we let the Federal Reserve, the banking cartel, enslave us in a form of usury and theft. And it's no rocket science to figure out. That's when a lot of nations, you know, as soon as they get on this International Monetary Fund, IMF, right? They start taking money. They get entrapped and ensnared. And before you know it, wars. They always do the same, rinse and repeat. Wars, pandemics, banking crisis. And they keep in power this way. And also genocide, mass genocide. And they just found a better way to do it this time around. And a lot of people didn't realize that the door that was presented to all of us, it's a door of life and a door of death. Everybody takes their choice. It's your life. And intelligence factors in because we started to realize we don't know a lot of intelligent people like we thought we did, right? We thought we knew a lot of intelligent people because they have like titles. They are not intelligent because of a title. We know that now. And we were wrong to put trust in them. God tells not to do that. He's the great physician. For those that belong to him, you run to him first. That's who you run to. You don't act like the heathen. Their first choice is, oh, call the doctor. Call the doctor first. That's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. I got to make a doctor appointment. Not before you make an appointment with the great physician. That's the appointment you better make if you belong to him. I'm not talking about those that don't belong to him. Y'all do whatever you do. Because you've been doing whatever and you're going to get what you get. So us, we better run to the great physician first. So this AI, we're seeing how it's Yeah, maybe even people working at Meta, tens and thousands of people doing what the AI can do. You can hire and create your own AI agency. That's how powerful this is. This is a game changer. So let's talk about some of the just creativity. Hey, Ray Love, welcome. I've been rambling because it's been a while. Okay, and the manager is letting me do this live stream. That's why I'm probably getting out of hand. Reel me in, Ray Hurst. Oh, they will herd in the lower classes in India, China first. Example, trapping folks dangling free currency, but strings are attached to claim it. Interesting. I have to learn about what you're saying more. I want to talk about some of that, especially with the different beliefs and theories that are out there in terms of where everything is. Am I back? Let me know. Let me know if I'm back. I kind of got bumped out. Okay, good. Okay. Hey, Deborah. Welcome, Deborah. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. And Tina Spielman. I almost said Spellman. Tina, how you doing? Welcome. All right, so let me wrap it up. I know that the connection is going in and out. I'm still buffering, Juan says. All right, while it's still good. Let me just make this a little bigger. I just want to show you some of the AI that I have created. I'm playing around with the Midjourney. If anybody knows the term Midjourney, let me know. Is it good? Hey, God's Alley, welcome. In and out. Hey, Saba. Oh my goodness, Saba, welcome. I love when I see you here. You said the age of flying objects came and went. There's a connection someone made with the Flintstones and Jetsons. Ooh, happening at the same time. Oh, now this is right up my alley. I like that. That's deep. If you find out who made the connection, please share it with me. I'd love to see what they would say about that because I want to delve into some of the programming that happened during childhood, like especially Sesame Street. If you're a Sesame Street child, I was a Sesame Street child. Now my grandson is a Sesame Street child. My daughter was a Sesame Street. So it's called children's, programming. And I just want to unpack some of the stuff with it. But I love that you brought up the Flintstones and the Jetsons because those are two, we think time-wise, they make us, that's what I talked about, like chasing shadows where you don't really know time-wise. Was there an ancient time where they had dinosaurs and all this stuff, and then now you got the Jetsons, and are we moving to the Jetsons era? And this is interesting, happening at the same time. You're saying you can easily find a video of this on, this is a revamped age. Okay, I'm going to look that up. If anybody else looks it up, let us know what you find. I'm going to look. That's awesome. I'm glad you shared that. That is amazing. Ray Love, right? You said, yeah, that's a connection. So much going on in those two cartoons. Yes, I want to start breaking down some of this because it really has a lot to do with like what our mindset and what we expect, right? It prepped us and groomed us to expect certain things. And so, Molly, you said they played our emotions with Judy on the Jetsons loving robots. Interesting. Oh, you're going to make me go into the Jetsons. But anyway, let me show you this before the connection gets weird and wonky again. Okay, so I just took this picture that you see. It's on my right side. I don't know if it's on your right side, but it's my right. The picture that I have in a lot of my avatar, whatever profile picture. And I prompted. That's another word that you'll hear a lot. This is new language, new terminology that now I'm just adopting. You use prompts, okay? And prompting is not as easy as you would think. You have to really learn prompting, and I'm playing around with prompting, but I want to tell you that this was from the same prompt. So I got an array of versions. I just put in like, give me this picture, and I wanted floral wallpaper in the back, and I wanted her hair to be similar, like, the Princess Leia buns. And I did ask it to give me a white dress, like a white cotton dress with a high collar, like at 1800s, but it didn't do it. So I need to learn how to prompt the AI better to give me a result if I can. If anybody knows, can I change the clothing into what I want to see, which I want to see this picture with a 1800s white cotton, like lace, high collar type of puffy sleeves, the whole thing. Regency. Do you call it Regency? But I want it to be all white. And everything about the background I'm okay with. I want the floral blooms to be different. So I just want you all to know that if you want to get what you want out of the AI, if you work with Midjourney, which I work in Midjourney, you have to learn the art. It's an art of prompting. So I'm not getting exactly what I want, but I'm getting close. Okay. So I'll keep you posted on how I get there, what I learn. Oh, what did you say? Paint Dance Live. I always want to hear from you creatives. You said the upper left looks a bit like Queen Latifah. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of different like people, but yeah, isn't it fascinating what you come up with, So I just learned how to put a picture in because I hadn't known how to do that. But there are a lot of people right now on YouTube, they call YouTube University. So you can find a lot of people that will teach you a lot about this AI. Eventually, I will hopefully teach you some things that I learned. And if you're new to it, maybe I can, demystify some of it at least for you. Okay, so this was something that I've been talking about lately is the 1970s. So you're going to see a lot of things that I do that are going to have the 1970s like aesthetic or whatever. I'm really feeling it right now. So all you 1970s babies, okay? But I created like, okay, this right here, I just want to give you an example of how powerful this is. If you want to create textiles, like say, for instance, you wanted to create something and you want to do a print, this is yours now. I can take this and turn it into something, okay? It could be anything. And I created a little as you can see, you might not like the taste of it, but like I did a 1970s room with that theme. But you can do a lot. I just want to give you just a little hint that you can do a lot with this. And you could probably come up with ideas for this right here that I could do. I mean, I could I don't know, it's just like I'm just telling you. I have a lot of fun things that I'm up to. Okay, like look at this for instance. Okay, in that theme, it's kind of crazy, but what if you wanted to develop toys? Okay, this is just off the top of my head. You wanted to develop toys and maybe like a Barbie from the 70s or a set. Like you have a character that you've created, an AI character, and you want to put them in a setting. You can create the setting. I did it like right here. So I created this sort of crazy like thing, but it looks like a dollhouse to me. Like kind of reminds me of something I had for my Barbies back in the day. So I'm just saying, this is just something that, oh, wait a minute, Deborah. Deborah said that it looks like a throw pillow from Archie Bunker's. That's funny, Deborah. It does. That's what's nice about reminiscing. It's so funny, like what other people might think. IG, you said I resonate with your choice of colors. You do? Yeah, I mean, it's for a reason. I'll tell you more about it. But I know everybody might not think it's nice, but it's just something that I'm working on. Joseph, you said 70s. Love it. Brown, orange. That's right. You had to have your burnt orange, right? It had to be burnt. Burnt orange, brown, and green flares. Cool hairstyles. Every building filled with house plant. Oh my God, Joseph, I'm so glad you said that because plants are such a thing. Like I was talking to my daughter about back in the 70s, like we had neighbors and my aunt Eleanor, who has gone on to glory. She was my favorite aunt, like just amazing. Okay. Like a mother to me, but she's gone on to glory and she had such a green thumb and she had houseplants that would grow like crazy. And that's what you saw. A lot of people, I'm not just saying women, but people had green thumbs and they grew house plants. That was normal to go in someone's home and it's just plants almost overtaking like a wild food forest. I don't know, just amazing. And it cleans the air. It does so many good things for us. So that is a vibe that I'm starting to just get into. I want to just have more plants. I'll show you some of the plants that my grandson, he's really got a thing for plants also. Isn't that interesting? So he's really like tapping into some DNA, that Washington DNA. So I'm getting him into how to really care for plants. And he and Josephine are really getting along. Josephine has warmed up so much. So she's doing great. Okay. So just know your girl Josephine, she's growing up as a cat. And both of them, my grandson and Josephine, are very similar. He's very feline like. He drops things from the tables and just goes and just swats it onto the floor sometimes. It's just like at times. And it's like a cat, like they just like to see things fall. So they just have a lot of similarities, I'll just say, that I'm noticing. And I think I'm feline like also. But I wanted to share this with you because right before I did the live, I prompted the AI to create a chatmosphere. And I said, make it into a Pixar-like design. So this is what it came up with. This was just a first iteration or so. Rendering. Am I using the right language, Sean? And who else? Where's my sister? Moon readings. Am I saying it right? Renderings, iterations. Is it both correct? But this was a chatmosphere. So isn't that like cute? Like, what if I did like something and made t-shirts? Would you buy my t-shirts if I create them? Let me know because I'm going to be doing a lot of things. But anyway, this is just something just to show you. It's cute, right? I mean, I didn't do much more with it, but I could really render it more. And I'm just saying these are kind of ideas for people that are just not sure what this, and it's not just doing, oh, you already saw this. I did that before. But it's not just with art. It's the chat GPT can basically, I redid my daughter's resume in like the blink of an eye. Okay, I wrote a cover letter, redid her resume, like boom. And she's like, oh my God, my mother is all into this AI. How funny is that? It's like at my age, I'm the one that's all excited about this. And they're like, it's always how it is with me and my family, right? Right to the guru. I'm kind of like an early adopter sometimes. Or it just might be my position. I'm like the oldest of the siblings. I was an only child too for so long. But remember the guru when I was into juicing? Remember, you would come over to my house and you would come over to my home, rather. It was a home. And you and your friend, I remember your friend Tyrone, you better call Tyrone. And when Tyrone would, I had fresh juice that I was juicing all the time, juicing. So I'd have carrots and all kinds of good stuff. And I would serve it in a martini glass, okay? I wasn't serving you alcohol, but you had to come and drink all the fresh juice I was always pressing. And he and Tyrone came over and was like, oh my God. I turned my dining room into a gym. Do you remember that, the guru? I had a whole workout like gym in my dining room because I changed. I was like, why do I need a dining room? I'm never here to eat in the dining room because that's when I worked for Big Pharma. And I said, I'm going to work out in my dining room. I eat in the kitchen. I mean, why do I need the dining room? Whatever. So I had all this, like, I was a health nut, right? And I would tell him, like, come and get a glass of juice, you and Tyrone. And they were like, oh my God. My daughter, I would make apple juice and it was dark colored. And she was like, that's not the apple juice that my friends drink. They wanted no parts of it. But then years later, they're taking me to juice bars. My brother juices, and I'm like, interesting how that is. But when I was doing it, everybody was clowning me. Oh, okay. So there you are. Sometimes you're a little bit too early to. Have you arrived to the party too early? You're just too eager and nobody's there yet. And you have to sit there. You start helping the caterers out. You're so bored. I'm here too early. And then everybody starts coming. It's cool. And you're like, I've been here. I set that table that you just messed up. I was here earlier. I helped the flower people arrange them. You know what I'm saying? So you just got there a little too early. And that's what a lot of this is. You might be an early adopter, and that's okay. So, yes, what's going on? Joseph says Jen got to do t-shirts with the spoon. Thank you, Joseph. Duh. Why didn't I think of that? You're going to see some. My daughter is going to help me do this stuff, okay? Because you know, I need help. But I have a whole agency of help. My AI. I got a whole agency of robots that are doing stuff for me now. Okay, I'm not scared of my robots. They're good robots. And it's just like, you know how Chris talks about money, the concept of money. It's a tool. So it's just going to make you more of who you are. So, anybody who's a jerk, who's petty, it's just going to make them more petty and more of a jerk. That's all. Like I said, if you want to create weirdo, creepy artwork, we're all going to see it, okay? If you want to do things that aren't cool, like kids and weird things with kids, we're going to see that too. And hopefully that stuff won't be allowed, actually. That's the one thing I think should be moderated. I'm not for censorship, but, kids and animals and, just keep them out of your weirdo stuff. Right? It's simple. Thank you. A spoon, something with spoons. I think it would be fun. Let's see what happens. I'll keep you posted, like I said, about the things that I'm starting to learn with it. Karen, yes, right indeed, the spoon. Yeah, so what else? What else did I want to say? It was probably so much. I'm just blathering now. I write my little notes, but like moon reading, and she's writing books. You can write books. Like I wrote a recipe up. Okay, I wanted to make a Pop-Tart, and I wanted a perfect like recipe for. You could say, write it as if you are a French pastry chef. Give me the best pastry recipe for Pop-Tarts. Okay. And it wrote it within minutes. You can have it write a corny poem. I had it write for me a haiku poem. And that's am I on punishment? Why? Jen, you're on punishment. I know it's been too long. But see, if I go live right around now, the manager allowed me to do it. I shouldn't say that. The manager allowed me to do it. I've got to start being strict with him and show him who's boss. I got to show him who's boss. Moonstar readings, yes, and children's books. Oh my gosh. So tell me, keep us posted, Moonstar. Like if you're doing AI stuff and you want to just come on and do a live stream with us and talk about it, and definitely let us know if you're selling anything, you've already created your business. You can write your business plan up with the AI. You can ask it to, okay, if you want to read a contract that you want to understand, you can tell and this is in Chat GPT. I don't know if you're using another one. I can only speak for Chat GPT. That's the one I'm learning. I know Bing has something, and who else? Facebook, Meta, do they have their own? I don't know. 1 minute. So you can have the AI write for you, just rewrite for you, say a contract that you don't understand, and you can tell it, tell me what this says as if I'm in the 4th grade. It will break down the entire thing for you. Then you can copy and paste it into a document. It's unbelievable what you can do. Google does, of course. Oh, they have their own AI generated thing. Good. Oh, you use something called Starry. Is that what it's called? Interesting. I don't know about that one. Hey, Steeler Nation. Jennifer, Chat GPT helped me generate a bunch of children's stories that I would not have come up with myself. Use Microsoft Edge and MS Bing. Look at this, everyone. Thank you, Steeler Nation. Do you see this, everybody? Do you want to get left behind? Okay. Do you want to be one of these scary people left behind thinking this is all evil? I'm not trying to sell you on it. I just want to demystify it. Okay. So we have a conversation calmly, without fear. Did I miss somebody else? Hold it. But that's amazing. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. I'm excited, everybody. All right. So listen, I'm going to cut this stream. Okay. I'm not going to push my luck with the manager. The manager has kept a nap going. We don't hear anything, right? It's peaceful. So maybe we can do this more often. I just need to get my new steady state, my new normal. Okay. So if you can bear with me, please forgive me for being away so long, but I'm learning. This has really, I've fallen down the AI rabbit hole. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I'm learning as I'm with the manager, we're doing our thing. I'm learning this stuff. And guess what? The one device that the manager watches all the shows on, I messed it. I don't know what it is. It looked like, okay, it was a stupid fool, like, one of those freak things. I cracked the case to the iPad that the manager watches their shows on. So I have to make sure the manager doesn't touch. I don't want any of that glass to get in. But anyway, it reminded me of when Tristan was grappling on the floor with James O'Keefe, and Tristan was trying to get the iPad. Oh my gosh. That's not what happened with mine, but it felt that way. Like, no, not another screen. But this is just so cute. I couldn't play it the last time, but maybe I'll play it on our way out. Okay. Let's see if I can. It's probably not going to work. Maybe one day I'll play one of the things. I'm wondering if this was created by AI. It's super cute. Let me see if it won't glare. But the manager loves this, and I'm getting pretty, I don't know, something about it. Okay, let's see if it'll show. But in the meantime, in between time, I'll see you soon. Okay. But I'm going to just show you on the screen. No, it's not. It's not working. I want to show you this because I think it's AI generated. Some of these shows, they're beautifully done. But yes, that Tristan. The best journalism ever done, ever captured on film, right? So I'll see you soon. I'll keep you posted if you're on Instagram. Excuse me, Instagram or Facebook. I try to keep my profiles pretty much the same, but I post a lot on Instagram. If anybody is over there, come hang out with us on Instagool. As Paul says, shout out to Paul Romano. And I just need a little water. I've been chatting a lot. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good rest of whatever you're doing. If you're at work, have fun, okay? And we'll be hanging out soon, okay? All right. Take care.